think it's a flu or something.
Some kind of flu. It moves fast.
We know that this sickness can be lethal. Don't panic, we're going to figure this out. But we should keep you separated in the meantime.
Quality intro. We're
Nice.
still some of the world's still in quarantine, so we gotta keep the theme going. How's it going? Welcome to Just Keep Walking. We're a podcast focused on the Walking Dead TV show. My name's Ben, and joined by your awesome hosts, Liam
That's me.
and Isaac.
Still here. Still Isaac.
Still here. Good. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You'd hope so.
You'd hope so.
We may
yeah.
not be quarantining, but we're still
Yeah.
somewhat apart.
Yeah, that's right. So we're in beautiful Western Australia. We're lucky enough to be able to be back together in person. But making it through these good times by talking about The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And what could you want?
Yeah.
So we're going to get into a few just random discussion topics today while we're still waiting for the season finale. It's taking a little while.
Yeah. So I was hoping to get an update from you guys on this actually.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
I was hoping that there'd be some kind of announcement, like even a month announcement, but nothing, hey?
So are we.
Not as far as I'm aware, no.
Yeah, I think America's still dealing with it pretty bad as far as the lockdown and confirmed cases and stuff like that. So it may still be a little while off before people can get back to work and all that. So yeah, that's a shame, but hopefully it'll be sooner rather than later. You never know. I've got a theory though that they're doing it they're waiting to sort of release it with the spin-off show as well, The World Beyond.
I think so too.
So they might have to do some work on that as well before they release it. So who knows? But
That would suck.
It doesn't
I'm just going to put that out there.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but it does make sense because I guess if you're already watching Walking Dead and then the next show just comes on straight after, you're probably more likely to stick around and watch it.
Yeah.
So I get
Synergy.
it. But yeah. Oh well, what can you do? So, spoiler alert for this episode, we're going to talk about everything in the show so far, but no upcoming leaks or rumours. Well, we'll come up with our own rumours, but no, nothing from the set or whatever.
And I accept
yeah.
responsibility for correctly guessing something in the future and therefore spoiling it in advance.
Yeah. That's acceptable.
Okay.
Well, there will be zombies in season 11. That's my theory.
Okay.
Spoiler alert. And for questions and suggestions, go to turnsounds.com, email turnsounds@gmail.com, or just get in touch with us on any of our social media. That's Turnsounds.
Love to have you.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
love to. So, I'll get into one thing I told you guys to prepare. Well, asked you guys to prepare.
Did you feel like he was asking Liam?
I felt like I was told,
Exactly.
do this
Okay.
or I will shoot you.
Twist your arm behind the back.
Yeah. Fair. So I really hope you have now. Which is just coming up with some either pitching like a scene or something that could happen in the future for the show, or something that maybe could have happened in the past that would have improved the show, maybe in your opinion, or at least would have been interesting. So yeah, I'm keen to hear what sort of ideas you've got, and I've got one I've been thinking on for a while. So who wants to go first?
Why don't we mix it up? Why don't you start us
Yeah, I was
off?
going to say, you share
Yeah.
your own first.
Sure. I'm getting a lot of passive aggressive energy here.
No, it's just been a while since you've started
Yeah,
something.
fair enough.
Consider it a courtesy.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're
So one thing, I kind of feel like this would have maybe improved a few things with the show. I understand why they might not have done it, but basically what I'm thinking could have been good is if it took Rick a bit longer to find his family. So maybe it was about sort of 2 or 3 seasons until he actually reunited with Laurie and Carl. And so 2 main reasons behind it are, A, it seems a little bit unrealistic that like the day he wakes up and sets out looking for them, he just finds them straight away. It's fine, but it's a bit of like, oh, okay, that was a good coincidence. Just like that sound just now. Virus threat protection. That is, ironic.
Are we safe? That's the main question. though.
Yeah. I don't know, to be honest, because the notification went away, but that's all right.
You haven't been bit, have you?
Nah,
There you go.
Not as far as I'm aware. I'm a bit by you guys, or you in particular. So there's that, and then there's also the fact, he was in a coma for like a few months or something. It was supposed to be like quite a while, which I don't think you can actually survive in a coma for that long in real life. Without dehydrating or whatever. I'm not sure, but I've heard people talk about that. So you could have had him wake up a bit earlier and then spend a while, spend a few seasons looking for his family before he reunites with them. So, yeah, I don't know. That was a theory or a thought. What do you guys reckon?
Interesting.
Yeah. I have 3 different ones, so I feel like I can let Liam.
Okay.
Well, I'm more like, I'm curious to hear how that would, I suppose, how that would play out, because it would certainly make the reuniting so much
Still
more
got
powerful.
the background
hey?
music going. I'm just going to fade that out.
Set
There
the
we
tone.
go. Yeah, it's good.
Chill, I liked it.
Yeah.
We're very chill today.
Ah, it's good. Yeah, like it would have been really nice to like the reuniting moment between them all would have been so much more powerful.
Yeah.
That would have been incredible to see.
Absolutely.
Although I feel like after 2 seasons, I'd be thinking, come on, like how long are you going to string us on for? Just reunite them.
Sure. Yeah. Even a time skip or something. So you could have like the first season he's still looking for them or something like that. Then maybe a few months go by in a time skip and then he finds them in the second season or right at the end of the first season maybe. Yeah.
Potentially
be
that
interesting.
could have done more damage though, as far as like, so they all thought that he was dead, and so Shane
Yeah.
was sort of moving in, they were sleeping together and there was all of that going on. And so can you imagine if their relationship had time to keep on like flourishing to the point where, I don't know, like they even get married, say, or something.
Yeah.
And think of how messy that would have been.
I would actually prefer that. I
Yeah?
think that would be more interesting because at the moment, the reason a lot of people don't like Laurie, well, one of the reasons is
Yeah.
because, it's almost straight away, like a couple months after she thinks her husband's died, she just straight away goes in with this other guy and, is in a relationship with him.
Right.
If it had been like a couple years or something, then you'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, I get it. It would be a bit more understandable why she would have gone for that.
Did they not do a backstory on like just prior to the outbreak? Wasn't the marriage sort of on the rocks? if I remember correctly?
Yeah, you're right, for sure.
So I mean, you can sort of see where that's coming from, but I definitely agree with that statement in the sense that of all the people, your husband's best friend.
Yeah.
It's a
low
Or
blow.
At least wait like a few more months or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there is no guideline for time you have to wait while grieving, and she was
Yeah.
technically free from her oaths, I suppose, if she thought he was dead. So
yeah, sure.
maybe it was rushed, but yeah.
Because have you guys seen Castaway with Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like that's well done in the sense of, well, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Castaway,
Gee.
you can skip the next minute. But yeah, in the sense that that's a bit longer time where she thinks he's actually dead, and then she goes and marries someone else and comes back, and it's a tough situation, but no one's clearly done anything wrong. And I guess it's similar in Walking Dead, but it just seems pretty rushed. Like, I feel like if it was a few years that had gone past, then that whole situation might have been a bit more interesting.
And furthermore, she didn't see him die. She's just assumed that he's dead.
Yeah, that's
So-
it. Like, couldn't you hold out any hope?
Yeah, just see ya.
I don't know. Once zombies are sort of roaming the place, that sort of hope sort of stifles a little bit,
Things
doesn't
escalate
it?
a bit. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I guess it would have been interesting, and I guess a bit more room for some different adventures and things that could have happened in that time. Where maybe more Rick out on the road by himself, he could have gone through a few different groups or something like that. But
Yeah.
What, it could have been interesting.
It could have been.
potentially. But then in the same strength, I can see how, with the comics in particular, if you don't know it's going to be a success, he might have just wanted to tell that particular story of, Shane and stuff like that. So maybe he wanted to really get into that straight away rather than delaying the story he really wanted to tell and sort of waiting, and it might have got cancelled or if it hadn't done well. So yeah, who knows?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, there we go. Liam,
like
what have
Yeah.
you
So-
got?
This is separate from is it the same question that you posted?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah?
You can interpret it however you want, though.
Well, my one was I wondered how it would play out and sort of played it in my head if Now go with me.
Yeah.
So I believe his name was Gareth. Yeah, the cannibal
Terminus,
dude,
yeah.
Terminus guy.
Oh yeah.
So rather than
Gary.
Good old Gary. Rather than killing him with a machete in a brutal manner, maybe hacking off a limb or
Ooh.
but sparing him nonetheless, saying if we cross
Okay.
paths again, I will kill you. Move on down to the Whisperer arc. Gary, good old Gary, meets
Right.
up with said Whisperers.
Hmm.
How would that play out? Like, I'd be really interested to see whether or not, because they eat people, and the Whisperers have this philosophy of you have to live like the dead. It's their world now. How would they go? Well, like, would they sort of form together to have some weird?
Gareth is really getting into character.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
Yeah.
he roasts the meat. He doesn't eat it raw, so
Yeah, true.
he'd adapt. I can imagine he'd adapt.
Yeah, he could adapt.
But I feel like they would absolutely become best buds. He and Alpha, right?
Yeah, I could see
He
that.
would take Negan's spot for sure. I reckon.
Yeah.
Beta would be pissed.
It would be interesting for sure, hey?
Yeah.
And you could kind of tease it, like if Rick hacked off his arm, then you see like this Whisperer walking along with no arm. And I guess that looks like a zombie more so if it's missing limbs and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that idea actually. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Plus, it would open up. I thought you could have a couple of maybe 1 or 2 episodes of giving Gary's. I can't say
Gary.
Gary. I'm gonna keep saying Gary.
Gareth, is
Oh,
that you?
gosh.
I'm not Gareth anymore. I'm Gary now.
But he'd whisper it.
Gary.
Rick would then be like, "I told you, I'm gonna kill you." That sounded more like Alpha.
A little bit.
Anyway.
Southern
But,
accent.
can you just imagine like a backstory of what happened after that?
Yeah.
All the other Terminus personnel have been killed, except for him. He's spared. He finds the Whisperers. He's only got 1 arm. For some reason, they take him in, and he's like, their way of life is great. You guys live like the dead, and I eat people. Like, we're pretty much meant for each other.
Yeah.
Alpha's like, well, you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know where else to go from there.
I like that theory. What do you reckon,
Few
Isaac?
words, yeah, from Alpha. Absolutely. I think I did like that Rick did exactly what he said he was gonna do.
Yeah.
Machete with a red handle. I'm gonna kill you with it. That's
yes.
like
Mm.
it sounds menacing, and when he says it, he's not in any position of power. So you think that if you're old Gary, you're not gonna think that he's serious, because he's about to die. So if he doesn't come through with that, it makes him seem a little bit weak. Having
Oh, yeah.
said that, though, I did really like him as a bad guy. Because at first, when we meet him, he's not a bad guy. He's good old Gary.
Yeah.
So,
True.
I think, that nice twist of, manipulation going on inside him. He's a bit, what's the name? Somebody who's not who they say they are.
I don't know. I know what
It'll
you
come
mean,
to me.
but
It'll
I
come to
can't
me.
think of the word.
But yeah, no, absolutely. And I think he's just Alpha's type as far as all that's concerned.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's cool.
Would have been interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah, I like that theory. That's a good one. Even, I guess they could have just not had the church encounter at all. Like, Terminus happens and they sort of run off and it's kind of left there. And then just however many seasons down the line, 4 seasons later, then he just shows up. It's like, oh, that guy.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who are you? Gary. Oh,
Gary.
I thought you were Gareth. Don't worry.
Then the reveal though takes
Yeah.
the mask off. And,
Sociopath. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah, that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Very Aussie way of saying it as well.
Sociopath.
That's cool. Yeah, good one. Isaac.
Okay, so I have 3. 2 of them are what ifs scenarios, and one is a what could be type thing.
Okay,
I like
cool.
it.
So I guess I'll pepper
Yeah,
them
go
through.
for it.
The first one is you throw me off with Gareth. I was going to say Dareth for some reason. Daryl, his brother Merle. Okay, stay with me, guys, please. Darry. His brother Merle. If he
Yeah.
hadn't been killed and he was still a part of the group, working with the group, and they still had their side by side brotherhood type thing, that they started to work on a bit more, but obviously he dropped dead. So. I like it.
So you're going like he goes sort of a full redemption arc and becomes like more of a trusted part of the part of the group.
Yeah, well, he was already on his way to that, wasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Before
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if he just hadn't been killed, then I think that's exactly where he'd be. And maybe if I had to offer a substitute, or I don't know, like was Carol. Okay, just take Carol. Yeah, no, but I liked Merle. I really liked the actor, so that would have been fun. As a
I'm now just picturing Merle in all of like Carol's scenes afterwards. Like, imagine like Merle's like the surrogate father of Henry and stuff like that. And then
Be great.
Alpha killed him. Ah, my son! He's just chucking a tantrum at the Pikes. Yeah. Yeah, I actually would have liked to see him stick around a bit more after that, because we got to see the really, he was evil and he was conflicted a bit, but we didn't get to see a whole lot of the good side of him that we only got a glimpse of at the end. So that would have been cool. Yeah.
The second sort of what if situation is kind of like a typical one people say is Carl,
There it is.
So he doesn't die by a bite, right?
Right. Okay.
And you have even say Rick die by being bitten. And so you have where we are now without Rick, essentially.
Yeah. Okay.
But you keep Carl, what is it? Chandler
Riggs.
Chandler Riggs, and you have The Walking Dead actually be like his entire life career in that show. So you see him right from a little kid grow up through the show into the teenager, and then from here, like, what are we gonna have, like 20 seasons or something? Like,
Hopefully.
I don't know.
You never know.
So say that he was in the show and he continued to be part of the group. He essentially becomes the new Rick, and then here we are in season 20, and he's like 25-year-old or something like that.
Right.
He's actually grown up into a young man, and then we see, and fans of the show will be able to see right from that kid the progression all the way through, and he can have whatever rises and falls the same as Rick had.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of a perfect progression, and keep those, I guess, ideals that Rick had about a better future, like there actually being a future and stuff like that. So
Yeah, definitely.
I would have enjoyed that. I was stricken when Carl died.
Yeah, and that was really a massive part of Rick's motivation, was to build a future for his son Carl.
Yeah.
And so he managed to find new things after that, but really that would have been a great payoff for everything that Rick had done, is to leave that legacy. And
Which in a way he's got
Yeah.
Judith now for that.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
In a way,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Yeah.
It's kind of not the same though.
it's not.
Not quite there from the
No.
start.
She's wearing the hat, so it's a start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, that's a good one actually. Even he could have had like some of Henry's story, but not die, obviously, because that was what happened in the comics, at least. Like, it was Carl and Lydia in that whole situation, and with Alpha and all that. So yeah.
I would have been so annoyed if that was all he got. Like, just all of a sudden, head on a pike. See you later.
Yeah.
Gosh. Like, at least with the send off we got from him, he had chance to say goodbye and all of those different things.
Yeah, he
but-
got a whole farewell episode.
yeah, man.
I would have loved that so much more though. Like if it had the entire show based around him,
Oh yeah.
because it fits so well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He's
it
seen the
makes
world
sense.
before. He now grows up in the post-apocalyptic world, but he was also there for when the world starts to come back. Like it'd be brilliant.
Totally.
And then, like, as the show is ending, him actually moving back into his old childhood home or
Oh.
something, with his new family. And,
Yeah. Take back the whole neighborhood.
yeah,
Why not?
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
I can
not a
see it.
feel-good story. I don't know what is.
Well, the comics, spoiler alert if you care for comic spoilers and you haven't read it, end with him like telling the story. So that's sort of, been him telling the story the whole time, and yeah, so it's a similar sentiment, at least, of it all kind of revolving around Carl. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. What was your third one?
Carl. So talking about the Whisperers, actually,
Yeah.
I quite like the idea, and this is an option that they could take, because at the moment you've got Beta who's in charge, right? Or what's his name now? He's not.
Yeah, Beta.
I
Well,
thought he changed his name.
Half Moon was the
Singer.
singer name. Yeah.
That makes his new mask make a lot more sense. Too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It looks like it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So he's in charge. Say, I don't know. If he's redeemable. Probably not. So he dies, but the rest of the Whisperers do the same. Take the same route that the Saviors did, where they kind of assimilate with the rest of the group, and they all become this super. They don't necessarily like live together, but they become like another camp. That's just one of the
Yeah,
five
okay.
fingers of the fist. You know. I reckon that could be an awesome, because then you've got a group that blends in with the walkers that you can have as possible scouts that can be an unassuming sort of group that moves all the time.
Yeah.
Then, you know, say you might be having trouble at Alexandria, Hilltop or whatever, and you need to send a group out to such and such. You can have like your private escort, essentially the highwaymen, but people that already know where the hordes are, which routes to avoid. I reckon that'd be an awesome way to, because they're an awesome type of group. Like it's a group we haven't seen before.
Clever
So
idea,
don't kill them all.
Yeah.
Just assimilate.
Well, like that could actually be very plausible when you think about it. Like, I suppose it makes sense that what's his name? It's been that long since we've seen. I can't even remember his name. Father Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
What the last group that he's referring to, like our first thought, I suppose, well, mine goes to the Commonwealth because we haven't seen them, but we've had a lot of teasers about them. But it would actually make sense for the Whisperers to sort of join that front in the sense that you've got this group who've been brainwashed by Alpha to believe a certain thing, but they've all started seeing everything to the contrary. Like Lydia's still alive.
Yeah.
This, that, and the other. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them turn around and actually go, you know what? I think this dude's a little bit crazy, and these guys had it right all along. Can we join you guys?
Yeah.
But that would be so useful, like you say. That'd be
Absolutely.
brilliant.
Because especially like, I mean, we had that in the latest episode. There was that one Whisperer sort of, you know, begging for a life and saying, "Oh, Beta's just gone off the edge. He's gone nuts."
Yeah.
So yeah, you could see, you know, she was still kind of had the cult mentality, but you could see some of them really turning around, and even so, like at the start of season 9, remember they had a whole radio system, and they were sort of blowing up things and making noises to distract the hordes to move them in the direction they wanted. You could do like a similar thing if you had to try and keep the hordes away, but instead just send a few Whisperers to go in and turn them around.
Yeah.
Steer them away.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like everybody's chief business in this world is just to survive, right?
Yeah.
It's not to go out and kill everyone else out who opposes you.
Sure.
It's just survival. So I think the majority of the group of the Whisperers are going to figure that out and say like, we don't have to fight. Clearly these people are more peaceful than like Beta is. And so maybe if we just, you know, yeet Beta down yet another elevator shaft, maybe we'll get him this time, you know, like.
But a high rise this time.
Yeah. A couple of floors higher.
Well, they're in one at the moment. And
Yeah.
so imagine that's how the finaleans just chuck Beta down the elevator shaft.
As he's falling, you just hear this, not again. Yeah.
He's still alive, but he just loses all his teeth this time.
Oh.
As he gets up, Daryl's on the high point saying, "It's over, Beta! I have the high ground!"
Or like, good.
Could you attempt a Daryl impression, though?
It's over, Beta.
It was
You
on
need,
the right
need
track.
more huskiness and an accent. All right,
Yeah.
Can you imagine though if he didn't die yet again from that, and then he's just even angrier? From
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Justice for Beta.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I think that's
That's a solid list.
a perfect end to the arc also of the Whisperers, them being part of the, you know, the mighty trio, or not trio, 5 quint something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Continue.
What for 4?
No, for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, yeah.
Quinn.
Quinn something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The listeners, turnsounds@gmail.com, please let us know.
Help.
Yeah, being one of the 5 groups, and then just all working together for a better tomorrow. The 5 Musketeers. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good theory.
Yeah.
I could see it happening. Like Liam said, I don't think that's completely impossible. But yeah, so spoiler alert. So I've got, it's just like a pile of random questions, pretty much. This is. I've seen a few of these going around on Instagram. This one's from an Instagram page based in Queensland, actually. So, fellow Australian. called the Worldwide TWD Fanatics, so you can look them up on Instagram if you're interested. But it's pretty much like a 30-day challenge that he answers a question every day. But I figured we could just go through a few of them now and see what you guys reckon. So some of them are just basic questions like what's your favourite male, female character and stuff like that. And there's a few other interesting ones. So, yeah.
Luke, straight up.
Luke,
Luke.
yeah, easy. So, yeah, well, Luke, there we go.
No further questions, Your Honour.
Yeah, Liam, favourite male character. Let's just get into him.
So cliche. Daryl.
Yeah, easy.
Dude carries
Yeah,
a crossbow
easy.
and has a leather vest
Yeah,
and a motorbike.
good pick, good pick.
Only thing I'm
yeah.
missing is a crossbow.
You'll get there.
One day.
I have hope for you.
Yeah, I'm tempted to do Daryl. I'll probably go with Rick. And then Bob is like the not obvious choice.
Bob?
He was in like season,
Yeah.
yeah, the happy guy.
And yet I smile.
Oh yeah, ever optimistic.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so probably Rick. I'll just go with Rick to be something different.
Can we please call Bob Tainted Meat?
yeah, definitely. Tainted me.
He is too.
For that to pass, you've got to do the yell though,
Yeah.
What was the yell?
You lean back.
because he's like laughing and yelling at you.
I can't remember. how
Okay,
he did it.
don't embarrass yourself.
Missed opportunity.
Tainted Meat. I have no idea.
Solid effort.
Tainted Meat.
Favorite female character, Isaac.
This one is again easy for me. Don't really even have to think about it. I just have to think of her name. Gee.
Carol.
The girl that dates Bob briefly.
Oh, Sasha.
Ah,
Sasha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah, Sasha.
Yeah, good pick.
I think she does a great job. The way that she went out was, sad for me, but fitting, I feel. She did her part, she tried.
Yeah.
And she didn't
Took some
have
drugs.
any super annoying, arcs of
Yeah, you're right.
going through stages where she's super unlikable. Like, she has
Yeah.
times where she wants to die, but
Yeah, she went a little bit crazy for a bit when maybe she slashed Abraham's arm by accident, and she was just like,
Right.
but it wasn't
Yeah.
annoying. It
Yeah.
was- yeah.
It's a little bit annoying.
But she just
Wasn't
lost
though.
Bob
Yeah.
and Tyrese
Yeah,
in
it
a
makes
few
sense.
days, so it's kind of like, oh yeah, I get it.
chill out.
Chill out. That's a good pick.
Yeah, Sasha.
Liam. Actually, I think I know yours because we did top 5 and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, go for it.
No, I want to know if you can guess it.
Oh, is it Enid?
It is,
There
yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I work with teenagers. So
Yeah,
seeing
okay.
a teenager, I assume she was a teenager at the time, going through all the PTSD, surviving on her own, and then coming back from that. I found that really cool. So I suppose I guess I saw her as one of the young people that I work with.
Yeah.
This is cool. So it was an easy way for me to relate to the show. Yeah, I liked her character and her arc. I was
Yeah.
pretty devastated when she got necked, put
Yeah,
on a
and
pike.
especially in season 9, I felt she was getting a lot more. Not that she wasn't likable before, but a lot more likable and a lot more sort of.
Yeah.
Just getting interesting stuff to do with being a doctor and all that. Because at the start, she was just kind of a moody teenager running off all the time. But then, it really just got a lot more interesting as time went on. So, yeah, that's a
Good
good
pick.
pick.
Yeah.
And it's got to be Connie for me. So,
Yeah, she is cool.
Oh, yes. Very close second for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too, actually.
yeah.
Where are you, Connie? We miss you.
Yeah, well, hopefully she comes back soon. But
I'd
yeah,
forgotten.
just such a.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Liam.
Such a great character. Yeah. Okay. Number 3, OTP. This is. So I think it's one true pairing is what that stands for. So I don't think it necessarily has to be a romantic pairing, but just I'll just say what's a good partnership or pairing in the show? Who makes a good team?
Negan and Lucille.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Anyone who doesn't watch the show will be like, oh, yeah, that sounds like
That
two
sounds
people that could
reasonable.
work together.
In the show, they didn't.
No.
No. Before the show.
She has a beautiful face, though.
Liam.
That is a good question.
I'll give you my serious answer, Rush.
Okay, give it now if you want. Give Liam a minute to think.
Yeah, please.
It's not a thing yet, But I
Okay.
really, and not even romantically, but as like because we have had Connie and Daryl,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
the interactions that they've had, they've really got the makings of being like a dynamic duo,
Yeah.
as it were.
No, totally. Yeah.
Agreed.
I 100% agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I'll give mine, and then you can go just so you can think if you want. Yeah. That I probably would say that, but I'll do something different just for the sake of being different. Probably Rick and Daryl even.
Yeah.
I would put as a good team. Like they've had their scruffles over the year. I don't know if that's the word. What's the word I'm looking for?
Little lovers'
Scuffs?
quarrels.
Yeah,
tiffs.
scuffs. Yeah, probably that.
Quarrels.
Yeah,
Little brothers'
it's just
tiffs.
a mix of them all.
Can you give me clean audio of you just saying scuffles?
No.
I'll get it
Scuffles.
back.
I think just over the years they really developed as a good team, and there's that picture of them in season 5, whatever, with the machine guns back to back. They just work so well as a
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my pick.
Oh,
Liam.
man, how do I top those two? Actually, one of them that came to mind was Daryl and Michonne.
Ooh.
Not in a
Guy
romantic
Daryl,
sense.
man, like
Yeah, he's always there.
Yeah. I think you pair Daryl with anybody, and you probably got a solid team in the making
Yeah,
right
What?
from the get go.
what scenes do they share? I can't even
that's what
think
I'm
of
trying to think of.
Daryl and
yeah.
Michonne. What do they do?
I don't remember anything per se, but I feel like there has been something.
I feel like they should have been more as well, because
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
pairing. Michonne gets in up close with the sword, and then Daryl's, he can
Yeah.
aim at a bit of distance and shoot with the crossbow, and yeah.
They've definitely been out like on the road together, but not just the two of them. I don't think.
No,
I
I
can't
don't
think
think
of
so.
many scenes of just the two of them either interacting or doing stuff together. Hey.
But they would work well. Like from a, I suppose you could call it like a stealth standpoint.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's slash with a sword, shoot with a crossbow. You're not really going to make too much noise as compared to a handgun or a machine gun or something.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a pretty good team.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good team. Favorite season? We've done this before. but-
We've done this before.
Yeah, that's all right. We can hash over it again.
I am a fan of the early days.
Oh,
Probably season 1, if not season 2.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just getting to know the world. Classic, smash and grab,
Mm.
guerrilla warfare tactic type things. You don't know quite how the walkers work, so you're not sure what you are and aren't allowed to do to survive.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how we would be, I imagine. Like, obviously, I think we'd be a lot more clued
It would
in.
probably be worse though.
You reckon?
Considering the toilet paper stuff, right?
Yeah. Actually, someone's taken screenshots, and there are actually in the corner of Morgan's house in like the first episode. There's a pile of toilet paper. So I'm ahead of the game.
Accurate.
Keeping in mind, though, the first escape scenario we did, Liam ended up on the roof of the
Yeah.
library, just stuck out in the sun.
Yeah.
So maybe
Who knows?
we should really check on him one day.
Yeah, one day we'll get there. Yeah, Liam.
Favorite season? I'd still say season 9. I really enjoyed season 9, followed closely by season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the same reasons you said. I loved that, you're exploring this whole world. The zombies are still the main threat, but now there's the new threat of, people, other camps.
Mm.
They want what you have. They want to stay where you stay, but they're also dodgy. Like, I
Yeah.
really like that introduction. But yeah, season 9 is still my favorite. I think mainly because I was just hunting the Whisperers for so long. When they
Yeah.
finally showed up, everything that I've been waiting for, I'm like, yes, it's here now. But it was a really good season.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I
Agree.
I said season 4 last time, and if I could pick 2, I'd go with season 4 and 9. But I'm probably leaning towards 9
Wow.
as like my favorite. I think 4 is maybe slightly better quality potentially, but
Can you remind me really quick? What happens in?
so the first half of season 4 we're at the prison and have the flu arc and then a bit of governor stuff and that all
Woodbury,
ends in the
hey?
middle. Not Woodbury. It's after
Ah,
Woodbury.
Woodbury.
and then the second half they're on the road making their way to Terminus.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of interesting stuff that happens. Some really solid episodes in there. But then I just really enjoy season 9 as well. It feels like almost 2 seasons in one with like the
Yeah.
Rick stuff in the first 5 episodes and then all the Whisperer stuff after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like maybe 1 or 2 episodes you could call filler, but you know they're all pretty interesting and keep the show moving. Yeah.
It actually does surprise me to hear you say that it's not 2 seasons, because whenever I hear that in my head, I think, oh, Rick, he's not in season 9 at all. Like, he died in the last...
Yeah, it really feels like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like he's in 9 at all.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's probably my pick. Your favorite friendship. So not necessarily like a team that works together, but I'll go with Negan and Judith. That's a good friendship.
Oh, that's a beautiful friendship.
Yeah.
I like the radio friendship that,
What, Eugene?
yeah, Eugene and Mystery Lady.
Yeah.
What's her name? Stephanie? No.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good memory.
Thank you.
Cake cone or waffle?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah. Good pick.
Friendship.
I'm throwing these at you with no
good
preparation.
question.
Yeah.
This is good. Daryl and Beth. I thought they had a pretty cool friendship.
Ah, good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of like a big brother type friendship,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Like, yeah.
Still a friendship, nonetheless.
Different.
Boundaries.
Very different type, though.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
No,
eh?
let's go. We'll go with Eugene
I
and
can-
Stephanie. That'll do.
I can think of a bunch, but yeah. Oh, okay. The King and Ezekiel. I mean,
Wait, what?
Ezekiel and Jerry.
big-
Oh, okay,
yes.
yeah. That's a very good choice.
Jerry
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
the King, Ezekiel.
yeah that's a solid pick right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Winner, winner.
The
chicken
King and
dinner.
Ezekiel is number 2.
Yep.
Okay, these are a few quick and easy ones. Rick or Carl? Okay, maybe not that easy. I'm going Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
Yeah, Rick.
Okay. Cool.
I think Carl had enough annoying moments in a bunch of seasons, like just
Yeah.
rebelling and trying
Yeah.
to find his feet, that he lost points. But then Rick kind of did the same. He went a bit loopy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They've both had their moments.
Yeah, humans, I guess.
Yeah.
The zombies have got it right.
Yeah, they're consistent.
simple.
They're consistent, man.
Very. Michonne or Carol? I think that's pretty easy. For us, at least. All right, next question.
So for those listening, it was definitely Carol.
Yes.
Michonne, okay.
100%.
Michonne.
Daryl or Glenn?
Oh,
Oh, hey, that's tough, actually.
yeah. Why did you do this to us?
Michonne or Carol. What was the next one, sorry?
Daryl or Glenn? I might even just say Glenn.
Yeah, I
don't
really
know.
liked Glenn. Hey.
I've got Daryl in like my top 5 characters, and I don't have Glenn, but yeah, I'm just gonna go with Glenn.
Yeah, he's more likable. And
A
he's
little more
funnier.
consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish he didn't grow that moustache. I really
Yeah,
didn't
I
like it.
agree.
It's
Very
just
much.
awful.
Yeah.
A for effort, I suppose.
Yeah, if I
I
could, I,
tried
would,
it,
but no.
Yeah. All right. So, are we going with Glenn?
I think so.
I reckon.
Yeah. Cool.
They killed Glenn.
I think this was
That's it.
spelt wrong. Jesus or. Oh, okay. This. Wait. What?
Jesus?
Oh, okay. So this is like pairings, so that people like mix the names together. So I guess that's Daryl and Jesus.
I guess.
I don't know. I can't even read half of it. I'm just gonna skip a few.
How about ya?
The governor or Negan? That's easy.
Easy.
Negan.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Um,
talk about this for a second.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Nah, good old classic Negan.
Classic Negan.
And if it was Woodbury or the Sanctuary, then
Yeah.
you'd go Woodbury.
Woodbury all the way.
I would actually agree with that, yeah.
Way
Yeah.
better living quarters.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the factory is like of the Sanctuary is pretty gross. And
Exactly.
who wants to live there? Herschel or Dale? Gotta be Herschel.
I'd say Herschel.
I did really like Dale though. But probably Herschel.
He had his moments where he annoyed me. I'll go Herschel for sure. Dale was great, but there were times where I'm like, dude, it's the apocalypse.
Chill.
Come on, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Mm.
And what happened? He dared.
Yeah.
Is that
Crazy
the only
fella.
zombie kill we've ever seen where they actually tear somebody open? I think it might be.
no, he got
Noah. No, Dale was in the field and the zombies sort of
yeah,
snuck up on him.
But in the
ripped
end,
his stomach open.
yeah.
'Cause,
in
like,
the end,
all-
though, Daryl killed him, though.
Yeah, that's
They
right.
did.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, because all the other scuffles that have been had with walkers, you know, where they're fighting on the ground and they're sort of wrestling around, they just stand there. They keep trying to just bite all the time. Whereas this walker that killed Dale actually took the time to use his hands and
I would say Noah as well. That was a pretty
yeah.
gory one. The,
Yeah.
his
Elevator?
face got like ripped open pretty much.
In the-
In the revolving
That's-
doors.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
I think he was getting like bitten and eaten at the same time.
And
but
shredded.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
He's-
that was
yeah,
horrible.
rough.
That's
Oh,
got to
man.
be one of the most gory
Yeah.
scenes in the whole show. Hey.
Did you watch Glenn die?
Well, I said one of, not
Okay.
the. Yeah.
I think with that death in particular, though, like his acting made it so much better.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
he absolutely nailed that. That was incredible.
Yeah, I still remember just that look in his face as
Yeah.
he's like getting grabbed and it's just about to happen. It's,
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
that
right,
was
because he ducks
horrible.
down and like stands up and he's like, "Damn, I'm on the wrong side of
Yeah.
this thing."
This
Oh
is
man.
not good. Yeah, okay. So a character who these are all broken down into different crescents. A character who deserves better. Probably all the characters
Yeah,
are in a
really.
crappy world, but yeah.
Who deserves better?
I don't know, Glenn, I guess. He didn't deserve what happened to him.
No.
But then he had a pretty good life as well when he was on the show.
Is it fair to say that Negan now deserves better after all this
Yeah,
time?
actually, that's fair.
Like, definitely not at the start, but now it's been 7 years. Does he deserve a bit better?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good pick.
True.
Yeah. Anything that you can think of, Liam?
No, not different to what we've just said.
Yeah. Probably, oh, well, there's the next one. This one deserves more screen time. I was going to mix the two, but who would you say for that?
Connie.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say Laura just for something different. She
Oh.
didn't get enough screen time, I don't think, but
You
she's
liked
dead
Laura?
now. Yeah, she was awesome.
The
She was the one-
tattooed lady.
Yeah, that's her.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, her. There we go.
Well, considering she was one of the one of the
Saviors.
saviors who did successfully become a productive member of the Fist Guild. What are we going to call it?
Yeah.
We've got to make some sort of name.
Yeah.
The survivors community.
The Quint something.
Oh, right. I
That
see.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like given that she did successfully amalgamate, is that the right word?
Yeah, it's
We'll
very
use that one.
sophisticated.
Assimilate?
That's actually probably better, yeah.
Assimilate, yeah. Like given that she did do that, we'll just stick with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she did deserve way more screen time because the
Mm.
majority of the saviors couldn't cope with that, could they?
Yeah.
Because the other people, like you've got Enid's boyfriend, what's his name?
Old.
Oh, yeah.
Alden. He's got a fair bit of screen time.
yeah.
Yeah, true.
And then what? Negan and maybe that's it, hey?
I can't remember other saviors outside of them.
Yeah, but Laura really seemed to be like this shining example of someone who was, she was one of the lieutenants or whatever
She
for
was
the Saviors.
indeed,
She
yeah.
was full on. But then she really turned around and in season 9 when there was the conflict and all that, she was really like standing up and doing what was right. So
Yeah.
more of her would have been cool. She was on the council even, but only in a couple scenes. So yeah. That's my
Wasted
pick.
opportunity.
Yeah, good pick.
Any others? I mean, there's probably a lot more, but yeah.
I'll be interested to see how much they use Princess and whether that's
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
because
definitely.
I did like what we got of her so far, so maybe.
Yeah.
I would say Jerry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He
that'd
gets a
be-
fair bit.
A little bit, but it's only around Ezekiel, which is cool because I like their bond. But
Yeah.
I don't want Ezekiel to die, but in the same strength, it would be more interesting to see Jerry, after Ezekiel
Yeah.
had died and having to sort of become his own person a bit more. Yeah. That'd be interesting. I like it. Someone who you used to hate, but now you love. Probably, I'll probably go with Eugene. I didn't hate him. Those are strong words, so you can dull it down a bit. But But I definitely found him annoying for quite a while. Mostly just the way he talks. It's like, come on, man, just you can talk a
Give it
little
up,
bit
buddy.
more normal. No one knows what you're saying. But yeah, especially just recently, he's just become he's really stepping up and just a really likable character.
Well,
That'd
I
probably be
suppose
my pick.
the two obvious ones are Daryl and Negan.
Yeah,
But like,
sure.
I
yeah.
always loved the both of them anyway, just because of
Yeah.
the actors that play them.
Yeah, that's fair.
I suppose maybe Lydia is also one of them.
Yeah.
Don't know if I even like her yet, but I'm getting there.
Fair enough.
Shane.
Yeah, good one.
He was really annoying to begin with, obviously, with the whole, you're sleeping with your best friend's wife.
Yeah.
Yes,
come on,
you
man.
believe he's dead, but what are you doing, buddy? But, like, that whole progression where it just goes darker and darker and darker made me like him. Like, this is cool.
It's like the opposite for me.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I found it so interesting because if he was sort of like Negan, he was the guy you love to hate. I'm like, this guy's going to mess everything up because he's a hothead.
Right.
But I found that really interesting. So whenever he was on screen, I'm like, yes, something interesting is going to happen.
Yeah, right. So you kind of like, he gets worse what he's doing, but you love watching him because it's more
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a good pick, an interesting one.
Yeah.
Someone who you used to love but now you hate. Oh, probably Carol was
Yeah,
like the
that's what
easy
I'm
choice.
thinking.
She was definitely up in my favorite characters a while ago, but not so much recently.
I'm
I
glad
know you
you
didn't
said
really
it.
like her from the start.
I didn't mind her in season 1, 2. You know,
Yeah.
I was really feeling compassion for her when, her daughter was missing and all of that. That was awful. Past that, yeah. When she took it upon herself to kill those people at the prison and, under the guise of, I was just doing the right thing, all of that. When she's just being selfish all the time.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else
Nah,
outside
fair
of
enough.
Carol.
All good. And then there's just someone you hate, or someone you dislike. What's like one of your least favorite characters?
Carol.
What was the old Hilltop leader's name?
Oh, Gregory.
Gregory. Yeah.
Oh, I love
Dude.
Gregory.
Right from the get go, I'm like, ugh,
Yeah, that's fair.
so
though.
annoying.
Fair though.
Gregory.
Gregory.
Yeah.
I watched that scene the other day in season 8 where he like shows up at the gate and he's begging to be let in. It's
Yeah.
just so good. And he's like ratting out Cal or whatever, who's like one of the guys watching the fence. He's like, "Oh, you can't trust anything Cal says. He's useless." I'm like, hey man, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's just, I love that scene. But probably Andrea for me has
Yeah.
got to be stand out as someone who. Yeah, I just
It's
really
fair.
didn't like her very much.
That's fair.
And in season 2 when she wants to use guns and stuff like that, but they're not letting her, and then she shoots Daryl, and she's like, "Yes!" I'm like, you're not
Yeah.
supposed to have the gun and they're doing that. Like, yeah, just
Probably also a good opportunity to slip in that the actors and actresses do a fantastic job.
absolutely,
definitely.
Always. It's the character.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
No, not hating on any of
Side
the
note. Sorry.
actors. No, go for it.
Andrea's sister in the show,
Mm.
the actress who plays her, Emma Bell, has watched a fair few of my Instagram stories.
Yeah, right.
Plug the show, man. Plug the show.
Yeah, like, she doesn't follow me or anything, but I'm like, alrighty then. It's happened, I think, twice.
And
2
you
or 3
like
times now.
clicked on it and it was like the verified
Yeah.
account. Hey,
Yeah.
that's so weird. Hey,
I have
But
no
it's
idea how she found my account, let alone watched it.
Yeah.
Plug the show, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Emma Bell, if you're listening to this, please
Yeah.
watch.
Definitely.
Sorry, please
And
listen.
come on for an interview. I mean, she had her good moments, but just overall, I found that she's the person who probably annoyed me the most was Andrea. But yeah, what can
Interesting.
you do? Someone who you think will die in the show. Ooh.
They're setting up like Ezekiel's going to die, so
Yeah,
the king.
yeah. Yep, true.
For shock value, I'm thinking, and I hope they don't. I don't even want to speak this into existence, but poor Jerry. I
Oh, yeah.
think, yeah.
Oh, hopefully not. Maybe Gabriel is coming to his time. I hope not, because I do really like him, but I could see that happening.
Because we're set for a major scuffle in
Yeah.
in the tower thing, right? So
Yeah.
there's going to be some cost, I think. So
There's got to be something.
Similar to what you said about not wanting to say it, but Connie, like I can see them using that as shock value as well. I don't want it
No.
to happen, but yeah, I can totally see them using
can't.
that.
well, you got to break a man's heart.
Yeah, well,
Please don't do that, AMC. Please.
I like at the moment that it really could be anyone, and there's not like it's not like an obvious, oh, it's got to be that person, because I think around season 5 and stuff like that, it was getting a bit more obvious who was going to die next. I remember for like the mid-season finale, it was either going to be Beth or Carol, and everyone was just like, oh, which one do you think it's going to be? And it was getting to a bit formulaic where someone always dies in the season finale. It's probably going to be, this person, and you could kind of guess pretty well ahead of time, but right at the moment, I think it's pretty unpredictable, which is, I find a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned before as well, like there's been a bunch of like fake outs as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, you've been a good friend to me. I'll see you again soon.
Yeah.
Closure.
Yeah.
And then nobody dies. And you're like, oh wait, what?
Hey.
You're supposed to be dead.
Yeah, all the screenwriters at LOL jokes.
Yeah. It's clever.
Yeah, very clever. Someone who you think will survive. So,
Connie.
I don't know how long they're talking,
Yes, we're
but...
speaking it out, Connie.
Yeah, Connie. I reckon she will, because they wouldn't have, they could have, but I don't think they would have, kept us guessing for half a season and then just, kill her straight away, but...
And now there's been mention within like the characters of oh, there's still hope, we're gonna find her, all of this.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't actively insert all that just to have her die, I think.
Well, unless they want to sort of redo the Sophia kind of thing,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what I was
thinking.
similar. But Sophia wasn't as much of a fan favorite character as Connie is. But yeah, hey, who knows? So hopefully Connie. Yeah. We'll go through a couple more and then wrap it up. So saddest scene. Oh, mate.
There is a few in here, isn't there?
Yeah, fair few. Bring out the tissues.
Yeah. Kleenex don't sponsor us, but they could.
or Rolex.
Who?
Better.
Unrelated. It's like
Rolex,
the really
yeah.
fancy watches.
Yeah, Maserati could
Yeah.
sponsor us.
Hashtag please.
Yeah. It's a hard one. Hey.
Carl is the obvious one.
Yeah.
There was enough time, I think, leading up to that we got to say that goodbye, so it wasn't as sad. Definitely moving. I wouldn't go so far as to say sad.
Oh yeah, actually, I've got a definite strong one, which is Laurie dying, and I know a lot of people didn't like the character, but
Yeah.
that scene, man, that was heartbreaking. The music and just the situation, with Carl having to shoot his mum, and she's got to make. You're laughing, but
It would be so much more impactful if I didn't just remember all the memes about it after.
yeah, fair.
The one with Rick, walking
Yeah.
around and yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's some A grade acting right there.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Memes aside, just remember the first time you watched that scene. I mean, it might not have had as much of an impact on you guys, but for me, that was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that definitely for me. And I pretty much cry every time I watch that one, even rewatching it when I know what's going to happen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's moving.
When I thought that Glenn was dying next to that dumpster,
Oh, okay.
it wasn't like a tearjerker, but it was oh man, no
Yeah.
type thing, because it really did look like that's what was happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Oh man.
Yeah. Herschel.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Herschel
Yeah.
was the sad one. R.I.P.
Yeah. That whole end of that episode was just, and so it started with Herschel and then the fight, and then they find Judith's cot is empty, and it
Yeah.
seems like just everything's gone downhill, and Yeah. And I even this is kind of going slightly off the track, but even the fact that the governors, like the lady that he's sort of with, and her daughter come along, and the daughter's been bitten and died, and so even the governor has just lost everything. It's like it's not a good situation for everyone. Everyone just loses pretty much everything. It's horrible, but it's so well done. It's an amazing scene.
That opens up another train of thought. Like, what would have happened if the governor had swallowed his ego, gone, you know what? Fine, we can coexist. You take that half
Yeah.
prison, we'll take this half.
I would have really liked that.
Yeah.
Man, I would have liked that.
Yeah, because I mean, well, they already took in all the people from Woodbury, so it's like, look, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'd have a tank.
They would.
It would certainly lead to a lot of, sort of more interesting, conflict, I guess, which we've got similar things to, trying to live alongside the saviors and all that. But I would have liked to see that.
Would have been cool.
Yeah,
Facing the Whisperers with a tank.
very cool.
And then lastly is maybe Rick's send off on the bridge when you've actually got that whole lead up of all the flashbacks, all the past characters that had died almost,
Yeah.
leading up to that final click of the trigger, and then boom.
Totally.
Yeah, heartfelt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Would you because a lot of people thought that when he had the scene with Sasha and sort of like the vision of her, that it should have been Carl or Glenn or something
Should
like
have
that.
been Glenn.
Yeah. Okay. But were you happy enough with Sasha? Because she's like one of your favorite characters still.
I was happy to see her, but really, there were all those dead bodies lying around, and he hears a voice. I was just in the back of my mind, you're gonna hear like, "Hey, dumbass," or something like that.
Yeah.
And you turn around and it's Glenn, but
Oh, that would have been good.
no.
that would have been so good.
I wonder if that was the first pick, but they couldn't get him for whatever
It's
reason.
got to be something like that. Yeah, it has to be. Like you could say, the reason they didn't do Carl was because he'd recently died, and also just because like they were selling the whole idea of his family being the people who had discovered along the road. But there's no reason it shouldn't have been Glenn.
Which, back to our previous thing, that's an awesome partnership right there. The whole Glenn and Rick going out together.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They were great.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean the main thing with that is just like, can you name one scene where Rick and Sasha even like talked to each other or had any sort of meaningful moment or dialogue together?
I don't even recall how they met, actually, how Sasha was introduced into the group.
It was with they sort of showed up to the prison. It was her and Tyrese and a few other people, and that was when Rick was going crazy just after Laurie had died and all that, so he scared him off.
Right.
And then they joined the governor for a bit and then came back and joined the prison.
That's right.
Yeah. But I forget that a lot, yeah.
Yeah, doesn't seem like that's how it would happen.
Yeah,
but
not really.
I remember them running through the woods or something, being chased by walkers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I forgot about them coming to the prison, Rick going mental, and I think Tyrese is like, "Okay, man, we're going, we're leaving."
Oh, crazy Rick. Gotta love him, gotta hate him.
You could kind of reason it out a little bit why he saw her in the vision, as opposed to if it had to be anybody other than Glenn. Like, it kind of, in its own way, kind of makes sense, as she was one of the people that was in the group, while I can't really name any scenes they had together. She was an integral part of the group that you can imagine would have,
Yeah.
gotten
That's
along.
fair.
Refresh my memory. So who was in that flashback scene?
What, as in the dead bodies on the ground?
Yeah.
So there were some characters who weren't even dead at that point. I think like Carol and Jesus were there as bodies as well, but definitely Beth, Shane,
Herschel.
yeah. Oh well, Herschel.
He came later, hey.
There was the flashback with her. I don't know if he was one of the dead bodies in like the big sea, but definitely Beth and Shane are the standout ones for me.
I would have liked Abraham.
Yeah,
That would have been cool. So they did have a bit of back and forth initially where Abraham thought Eugene knew what the cure was.
Yeah.
So they were butting heads a bit there. They ended up coming back together. And they had a pretty good bond, I thought. Like, not amazing, but they were on the same page. He'd left that note, the new world's going to need Rick Grimes. That would have been cool to see those two together one last time.
Absolutely. Yeah, that even slightly more than Sasha and all that. At least
Yeah.
they had interaction and sort of grew from each other a bit. But, yeah. Anyway, so we got a few more questions on here, but I reckon we'll wrap it up there and save them for another day because we've got Andrew arriving soon for the Star Wars podcast, which we may as well plug now. Do you want to plug that, Isaac? Because that's kind of your thing.
Well, I was thinking actually, because we're all under one family, which is the Banner of Turn Sounds.
Yeah.
And wherever possible, I think we should just do random, because there's so many shows that we run that it'd be nice to plug once in a while.
Yeah.
But I guess, Astromech, for all your Star Wars needs, we have great conversation. We have a ton of wonderful segments ranging from trivia to, script readings and possible futures for the franchise in there.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of fun. We run that one weekly, so
Yeah, we do.
while you're waiting for this show, you can watch, you can listen to that one.
Yeah, no, that's a good quality one. Probably, I need to take a page out of your book as far as variety goes because we go all over the place in that one. It's great. It's never the same thing. So yeah, no, definitely check that one out. And again, turnsounds.com. You can see all the shows we've got and get in touch with us if you want, or send us an email or
Easy.
or social media. Just search up Turn Sounds. It's all there. So. Yeah, I reckon we'll wrap it up there for today. Any last things you guys wanted to chat about or
Just look at the
get off your
flowers.
chest? Yeah, that's a good one.
Just that I am glad that you brought it up for us to do a recording. I know that the show's in a bit of a lull at the moment with COVID-19 and all that, but as soon as you suggested it, I was like, yes, I'm glad I didn't suggest it because I don't want to seem too keen, but I'm happy we could get together. This would be nice.
This would be good.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely keep trying to do it, once in a while during the break. We'll obviously do it every week when the show's on, but yeah, it's great just to be able to chat about everything and whatever. So, yeah, cool. Alrighty, well, thanks so much for listening. Thanks for joining, guys. Always a pleasure.
Always.
And we will catch you whenever we do the next one. So, see you
Stay
later.
safe.
And I guess I'll be the only one that signs out.
Yeah.
I've still been Isaac.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for stopping by.
I'm Liam, still on the roof. Thank you for listening. Send help.
And I'm Ben, checking my notes to make sure there's nothing else, which there's not. So, see you later.